Hello ladies and gentlemen, how is it going? We are in the last few days in the run-up to the Pokemon World Championships 2019. Because of that, I'm going to show you guys off my current personal collection of World Championship promos. So let's go through by year. The first year that the World Championships was held was 2004. And what they did for this one was something a bit different that they haven't done any year since, and that's that they did a completely unstamped promo. This is the Tropical Wind promo that they custom designed for the event. It has exclusive artwork, a unique effect that is only on the Tropical Wind. But this copy was given out, this version, sorry, was given out to pretty much anyone who was in attendance. You didn't have to be playing, you just had to show up, and you could get these like by the handful from what I've heard. These ones are actually super common, but it's still really nice artwork. It's still really nice artwork. It has Psyduck in there, who's going to make an appearance in, well, every Worlds card ever since. And of course, you know, it's a reminder of the very first World Championships. The second copy I have from this is the staff version. Now you can see that it has a Worlds 04 stamped on it. All of the versions from that year had the Worlds 04 stamp. There was the staff version, and then the players version also just had the players set, which had the different languages, and then the top 16 up to finalist prints, or finalist stamps, sorry, also had the Worlds 04. But for now, I only have the staff version, but I am really glad I picked this one up a while back when I did, because these ones are a lot harder to find right now. So now we move on to Worlds 2005, and they made the card Tropical Tidal Wave. It's a really cool artwork. You've got Pikachu there, you've got Psyduck as usual, we've got Wingull, we've got Corsola, and the only one I have from this year is the staff version. I will maybe pick up some more in the future, as with all of these. And then, as you can see, they all have the Worlds 05 stamp on there, and all the types of cards are going to have that. And the other card they gave away at the World Championships that year was Championship Arena. So this is a weird one. This was a last-minute edition, and it was put in a weird kind of cardboard holder, and it was slid under the doors of people who were competing, which means that almost every copy is going to be damaged, and it's kind of hard to see on camera, but I will tell you guys that if I can show you, mine is slightly damaged. You're going to be noticing it on two of the corners, so you can see on this corner, I'll try and pull it out the sleeve, it is so hard to focus on it, but you have to get the light completely right. You see there is a very slight line running through it there, and then on the opposite corner, the same thing. You can just very faintly see the line running through it. What those are very light pressure marks that are caused by the cardboard holder that it's in, and it's why almost no copies of this card are genuine PSA 10s. There's a very, very small number of them that have been graded that, because almost every card has those pressure marks. Alright, moving on to Worlds 2006, we got Tropical Tidal Wave again. This one I have the staff version and the top 32 version. Should have mentioned it in 05. 05 was the first year that they started doing top 32, having only done a top 16 in 04. And those cards are given away to people who finish within that bracket. If you finish obviously in the top 16, you get top 16, etc. Worlds 04, you only got your placing. So if you were the finalist, you only got a finalist. Every year after that, they would give you the ones below your ranking as well. So if you were a finalist, you got finalist, semi-finalist, quarter-finalist, top 16, and top 32 for all those years. Alright, then Worlds 07, we're back to Tropical Wind. We have Psyduck there with the new Generation 4 starters. We have Staff card again, and the nice Worlds 07 print. Or the Worlds 07 stamp, sorry. Then moving on to 2008, similar thing. We have the Worlds 08 stamp, and we have a Staff stamp. All of these, the different versions, remained pretty consistent throughout the years. You had staff versions, you had the players sets, which are generally referred to as the 9-card sets, despite not really being 9 cards. They would come with extra filler cards to make it up to 9, because for those years they were actually given out in a binder, and you had all of the cards in the binder. Alright, moving on to Worlds 09. This is the first one where I actually have a player's set that comes in all the different languages. So we have English, Japanese, and then the European languages that I'm not going to try and guess because I don't know which is which. They all have the Worlds 09 stamp. But if you'll notice, this Tropical Wind from 2008 It is Black Star Promo DP25, if the camera will focus. It won't. You're just going to have to take my word for it. This card is Promo DP25. This card also says DP25. You can sort of see that there. This is an error that only affected the English version of the Worlds 2009 promo, and it only affected 20% of them. So as you can see here, I have both staff versions from 2009. So I have the corrected DP48. The camera is so bad at focusing when I want it to. And then this is the error DP25. It is very hard to see, but there we go. DP25 and DP48 on the same card. Now, runs of this from top 32 all the way up to finalist do exist in both versions. And the player kit does have the corrected version too, but I don't have that one just yet. I do only have the error version. So that is Worlds 09. Alright, so next we move on to Worlds 2010. This was the first Worlds that I attended in person. It was in Hawaii, and we got Tropical Tidal Wave again. And this is actually my favourite Worlds promo, just because I am a huge fan of the HGSS style cards. It's my favourite era within Pokemon, and this is the Worlds promo that was there that year. So we have English, Japanese, and all of the different other languages from the players set. Then I got my staff card, as usual. And then, because I really liked this one, I actually spoke to one of the winners and purchased a set of top 32, top 16, quarter-finalist, semi-finalist, and finalist. Now, at the time, this was as high as it went, so that is every card, or every Tropical Tidal Wave, sorry, from Worlds 2010. I don't have the Worlds 2010 trophies, unfortunately, but a bit more on trophies in a minute. Then we move on to Worlds 2011, and this is where Pokemon screwed up, because they decided to release a card called Tropical Beach. They were sick of Tropical Tidal Wave and Tropical Wind, so they decided to make something new called Tropical Beach, and the card was absurdly overpowered, meaning that these went up to and are still worth into the hundreds of dollars, just because of the fact that they're still playable and expanded, and the fact that at the time so many of them got played that finding the good condition ones is a lot harder. But I have my players set here for Worlds 2011, and then I have the staff card also. The higher runs of these, you know, the top 32 up to finalists and stuff, those are very expensive too, because a few people did pick them up at the time to try and make their decks look fancy with the higher placed ones. But of course, because being a collector, none of mine are played at all. Then Worlds 2012 comes around, and they have to print Tropical Beach again just to try and get some more copies into circulation, basically. So we end up with Tropical Beach again. This is the players set, and obviously I really like this artwork because I am a bit of a fan of the monkeys, which you will know if you've seen my background. And then I have my staff version, and then I also have top 32 and top 16. Now, this was also the first year that they added a champion stamped card. Previously, players who made the finals would still only get cards going up to finalist, regardless of whether they won or lost the finals. But this was the year they changed that, and from now on, winners would be getting an extra card stamped champion. Mini spoiler alert, you aren't going to see one in this video. I do not have any just yet. Alright, then we move on to Worlds 2013. We've got cool artwork there with Bidoof. Everyone loves Bidoof. This is the first Champions Festival that they printed, and they've done this ever since Champions Festival. There's the staff version as well, and the staff stamp I actually really like on this year. It just looks a bit different to the others. I'm rushing a bit because this is going to be a long video. Champions Festival, I think... I was talking to someone on Facebook about this just the other day. I think they're going to stick with Champions Festival forever, basically. I think it's a very safe choice. They know it's not super playable like Beach. They know it's not going to really cause them any problems. So I think they will stick with it for the foreseeable future. Or, I've said they may even do something like what they do with the trophies, where the card doesn't actually have an in-game effect. It is purely a card with artwork that depicts the area we're in for Worlds, and it just basically is something along the lines of this card was given out at the World Championships in whatever year. But of course, we may get to Worlds in a week's time, and I'll be totally wrong. And then we move on to Worlds 2014, and then we have Champions Festival again, Psyduck being a duck boat in this one, rather than just appearing as a regular Pokemon. And then we have the staff stamp as well as the player stamp. Then we move on. We are in Worlds 2015 with another pretty nice artwork. We have a nice Arceus statue in the background of this one. And again, we have our regular player sets of Champions Festivals and the staff version. Moving very quickly on. This is the artwork for Worlds 2016. I love this artwork. This has, obviously, Psyduck's there, but then it has all of the original Kanto starters, including the Pikachu. I just love this artwork. We have our regular players set. We have the staff card. And then for this year, I have top 32, top 16, quarterfinalist, semi-finalist, and finalist. I don't actually have a champion one, but that is one where I would actually really like to get the champion one, just because, you know, the artwork is really cool too. Then we move on to 2017, another standard players set here. You see Psyduck, you see Pikachu, you see some stuff from the new generation, but there's something a little bit different with this set. So we have English, Japanese, and the other languages that we've seen this whole time, but this time they added Korean, because they had just started printing Pokemon cards in Korean again, just before this World Championship. So Korean is now in the Players Pack. So the Players Pack has gone up from 7 languages to 8 languages starting this year. And there's the staff one as usual. And then Worlds 2018, we have the standard player pack here. And of course, including the Korean one. Now, I do own a staff card from this year, because Laura was on staff. She got multiple. But that is one of the ones where, in the move, it is somewhere in a box, and it might take me until next Worlds if I just started randomly rooting through boxes to try and find it. But I'm sure I'll show it off in a future video. Then, of course, there are the trophies. Let's go from the bottom up. But still, possibly the most exciting card. Worlds 2013 number 4 trainer. The reason this is one of my favourites, Worlds 2013 is the first year they introduced number 4 trainer. Then, at Worlds 2014, they switched to the full art Pikachu trophies. If you want a complete set of half art Pikachu trophies, you need to have one of the 6 2013 number 4 trainers. I spoke about this in a video before, but I actually got super lucky to get this one, because most of the VGC players who received this had all left the venue by the Sunday when I found out that they'd even gone out. And leaving Worlds, I thought I'd missed my chance at getting a number 4 trainer, but then I found out that the Masters 4th place in VGC lived about an hour's drive from me, so I was able to pick this one up. I love it. I'm super happy with it. I know of, I think, 3 other collectors who actually have the half art number 4, so there's only 2 out there still with winners. So, you know, if you're wanting to get one of those for your collection, try and find it soon, because mine's not going anywhere, and the other collectors I know, they aren't going anywhere either. Alright. Then we have 2011 number 3 trainer. Now this does use the same artwork, as you can see, of the number 4 trainer. The reason for this is, like I said, before Worlds 13, they only had 1, 2, and 3. And that was fine for a certain amount of time, because they used to do a 3rd and 4th place playoff, as they do in a lot of sports. You know, the 2 losers of the semi-final go together and they play a playoff match to see who's 3rd and who's 4th. And that would determine, you know, who got the number 3 trainer card. But in, I think, 2009, they stopped doing that. I know that they didn't have one in 2010. I know that they did have one in 2008. So 2009, I don't think they did. But that basically meant that just out of the 2 semi-finalists, whoever was the higher in the Swiss standings was 3rd place. And when your Swiss standing is randomly the result of whether or not you get a $2,000 to $3,000 promo card, you know, something needs to change, which is why they added the number 4 trainer. And these Pikachus, they do all keep the same artwork across all of the half arts across the years. And this is 2009 number 2 trainer. This was actually the first trophy card I got a hold of. And I middled the sale originally from its original winner, David Cohen, to SM Pratt, who I'm sure a lot of you know the name of. And he was the one who had it graded. It was in his collection for a while, and then he agreed to sell it to me, and I've had it ever since. And this is one of my favourite cards just because of, you know, that fact, that story that I have behind it, that connection I have to it, that it was originally won by a friend of mine. I middled the sale to another friend and then finally picked it up, and of course, it being my first trophy card, I absolutely love this one. And then, my final Pokemon World Championship related card in my collection, boom, 2007 number 1 trainer. So I think I've also mentioned this briefly in a video before, but this one came from another collector who owned 2 copies of the 2007 number 1. I'm sure people know who I'm talking about because he has every trophy card from every year, but in 2007, for some reason, he ended up with 2 out of the 3 number 1 trainers. And, you know, a bit of negotiation later, and there it is. Just going to let it linger on the artwork for a little bit longer. It is pretty incredible. Pikachu there holding up a nice big gold trophy. Sparkling explosion in the background. World's logo on it. If you won this card at the 2007 Pokemon Trading Card Game World Championships, you may return to Battle the Best in 2008. Last note, actually, worth noting, this still says Trading Card Game, but it came from a video game player. So, those aren't different. They still all say Trading Card Game. I think when they switched to the full arts, they changed that, so it just says at the World Championships. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this look at my collection of Pokemon cards associated with the Pokemon World Championships. I'm so excited for the World Championships next week. It's always my favourite time of the year, getting to see everyone, getting to watch some games being played, getting to see some rare cards around, and I'm sure I'll pick up at least the Players Pack, and we'll get some staff cards while we're there. And I have some video content planned for you guys while I'm out there. I'm collabing with at least one other YouTuber, and we'll maybe figure some other stuff out. So as always, thanks again for watching. If you see me at the World Championships, come and say hi. I hope to see some of you there. And if not, I will see you guys next time.
Thanks for watching. Check out some more videos right here.
And don't forget to subscribe for more awesome Pokemon content from DJ Gigabyte.
Gotta catch 'em all!